Hey everyone, we have some more Heroes of the Storm balance patch notes. Real quick, going off of the heroes listed, what I'm expecting are Diablo nerfs, Mal'Ganis buffs, Muradin changes, Tyriel buffs, Artanis buffs, Hogger nerfs, Ragnaros buffs, Alexstrasza, Lily buffs to both of them. Lucio changes probably to the level 20s they messed with last time. Maybe some nerfs. Malfurion and Whitemane buffs, Illidan buffs, Chromie nerfs, and Falsed Phoenix and Mephisto are probably all getting buffs. Let's see what happens. So Diablo, we have the Feast on Fear. So if we go to Diablo, that is, for those not aware, the stunning an enemy hero with Shadow Charge or Overpower heals Diablo for 12% of his maximum health over 3 seconds. So now that's being changed from 12% to 7.5%, looks like. Sacrificial soul, so level 4, that's the stunning a hero's shadow charge grants 10 souls and 25 armor for 4 seconds, while 100 souls increases armor to 50. Now the armor is going to be 25 to 20, armor 100 souls reduced from 50 to 40, armor duration reduced from 4 to 3 seconds. Life Leech, this is the auto attack healing. Base healing reduced from 2% to 1.75%. Healing 100 souls reduced from 4% to 3.5%. Hellfire, damage per second increased. So that is, I believe, yeah, each enemy hit by fire slam grants 3% spell power for 10 seconds up to 30%, while maximum stacks Diablo deals 17 damage per second nearby enemies. So it was kind of hard, in my experience at least, to get this to proc. The max health, not the max health, the maximum stacks. So adding some more benefit to getting it to max is a good buff. And level 16, Debilitating Flames. Slow per hit increased by... Okay, so what's slow? Debilitating Flames. Enemy heroes hit by Fire Stomp are slowed by 5% for 4 seconds, up to 50%. Heroes slowed by 25% or more, or by Debilitating Flames, deal 50% less damage. And so the slow is increased, slow amount required to affect damage is reduced to 24%. So instead of needing 5 procs, you only need 4 procs, which is pretty sweet. We're happy with the Lord of Terror's ability to wage wanton destruction, but we think he should do so at greater risk to himself. The hits to his survivability may be too heavy-handed, in which case we are ready to grovel for Diablo's forgiveness and resolve it with our next update. While we're here, we got an excuse to tune up Firestomp's later tier talents. So, I think maybe... I mean, people were already taking Firestomp sometimes, like Firestomp builds, so I'm expecting that to become the meta build for Diablo. I don't think this is going to kill Diablo, but he is going to be less of a first pick, first ban. Although, yeah, I don't know, 0.5% less health for each auto attack is kind of big, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, Mal'Ganis buffs. Health increased. Health regeneration increased to make up for the health increase. Basic attack damage increase. So that's also going to give him more lifesteal. Should be noted. It'll give him more health because Mal'Ganis has lifesteal built into him. Damage increase, which is going to increase the health. Night Rush cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. That's really nice. I like that change. It's annoying when you get displaced by when you're in Night Rush mode, and then you have to wait 16 seconds. Now you only have to wait 14 seconds. Time to feed. Let's see. Here's the Storm Wiki. Oh, goddess. Right, time to feed. I think I used to get this. Yeah, so when damaging an enemy nearby enemy hero, 44 heals for 44. This healing's doubled if they're damaged by Fell Claws. This can occur once every 6 seconds against each enemy hero. So just functionality. Now, heals for 70, so a little bit more. Yeah, like almost twice as much. Damaging a hero, this can occur once every 6 seconds per enemy, but is also refreshed when they're slept by Night Rush. Okay, so just more healing. You don't have to hit them with Fell Claws. Big buff to the talent. Healing increased by Fueled by Torment. Oh, that's this one. So instead of healing for 11 every time you take damage, you heal for 12. Here's a level 4 now. Echo of Doom, that's the when it expires, I believe. Yeah, it explodes for 60 damage, so that's also going to increase damage. So just survivability buffs. Additional stun duration increase on Will of Tichondrius. I think that's if you hit. Let's see. Each enemy here hit by the first 2 slashes increases the final slash to deal percent max health up to 4%. If at least 4 enemy heroes hit with the first 2 slashes, then the final slash stuns enemies for additional 2.25 seconds. That's a good buff. It was kind of... When I would take that down, it was kind of... It didn't feel great that, oh, now it's just... Oh, we get an extra 0.25 seconds. But 0.5 seconds... What do I usually take here? I think I took it sometimes. Oh, I think Spreading Plague is the way to go. Damage increase. Okay, I remember seeing at least Icy Veins was recommending Spreading Plague, and I tried that, and I found I really liked it. So that's the damage over time when you use Night Rush. Damage over time around you. So damage increased by a bit. Again, increasing damage, which also increases survivability. Blood Rush duration reduced. What's Blood Rush? When Gans healed by hero, he gains 1% move speed for 8 seconds up to 15%. Okay, so a little nerf to that talent. Attack speed duration increased from Frenzy's Assault. Basic attacks and thing here is higher percentage health, heal for an additional 50% damage dealt, and basic attacks against enemy heroes with a lower health percentage grant certain attack speed. So now, oh, so the attack speed is going to be longer. Blind as a Bat. That's the infinite Qs, but you, what's it called? The unlimited Qs, but you go blind. You can't see anything. Yeah, losing all vision. Cooldown reduction from Final Slash of Fell Claws reduced from 5 to 4 seconds. No longer sets Fell Claws on cooldown when it expires. That makes sense. So, some buffs to Blind as a Bat. I still think it's going to be Mimi. You know, you're not going to take Blind as a Bat, but if you want to have fun, you can. Mal'Ganis has fallen off the list of tanks that are considered when drafting, and we hope this lift upwards leaves him on more solid footing. We also looked to level out the benefit from some underperforming talents. In particular, Time to Feed now always heals for 80% of its previously conditional amount as a new bonus for sleeping enemies. That said, Blood Rush has had a mild reduction in duration that should not be noticed while fighting, but will increase how often it is reset between scuffles. Okay. So the health increase, it was actually 50. So that's pretty big. That's 50 and then scales upwards by 4% each level. So that's a big health buff. I'm expecting this will put Mal'Ganis maybe not top tier, but certainly pretty good. Or at least better than what's before. Okay, Perfect Storm, damage bonus, Murden, damage bonus reduced from 5 to 4. That's if you, it's a quest where every time you hit something with your Q, it increases damage. I can actually see if that damage scales. I believe it does. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't scale. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess it'd be ridiculous if it scaled. This is going to hurt his Q build a little bit. Oh, hiccups. So what people would do is they take Perfect Storm and then they take Sledgehammer for the extra PvE damage. This is going to reduce the effectiveness of that build. So on Battlefield of Eternity, he's hurt a little bit by this, but a decent amount, and that's a 20% reduction in damage. Dwarf Block. Block charges no longer have a duration. Ooh. So that's the casting Dwarf Charge, getting 4 charges of block. So you just get 75 physical armor for the next 4 attacks when you use Dwarf Toss. I mean, you're competing with Third Wind, I guess, but you'd still, that's really good against auto attack comps or like comps where there's not a high attack speed hero, but like a hero that hurts a lot also. So like Raynor with the absence of a Lucio, for instance, then this is going to be really good against that. Thunderburn, damage increased from 50% to 75%. What is Thunderburn? Hitting a hero with Thunderclap triggers a second explosion. Okay, so damage increased. So 50% was a little... 50% damage was a little weak So this is good that they buffed it. Avatar bonus health reduced. Muradin, I think you're still always going to take Avatar. I still don't think you're going to take Haymaker. It's still, like, you're losing 50 health, but it's still 1,000 health. So, yeah. It's like, you're missing out. I guess it's a 5% decrease, but still, that's pretty good. It's still really good. Adjusted functionality on Bronzebeard Rage. So, that was... Deal 20 damage per second to nearby enemies and heal for 75% of the damage dealt this way. Basic attacks against a hero who is rooted, stunned, or slowed increases this damage by 100% for 3 seconds. So, what's the adjusted functionality? Now you deal 15 damage per second. So, was that a little bit less? Healing for 75% of the damage dealt. Entering here with Stormbolt increases damage by 200%. Okay, so you don't have to auto-attack them now. You just hit people with your Q, and you get the extra bonus. So it's a bit easier to proc. That being said, I don't think... Why do I keep going to Mal'Ganis? I don't think a lot of Muradins, like when I watched Muradins play, like they didn't seem to have a problem proccing Bronzebeard Rage. But... Nah, well, I guess they wanted to change it a bit. I'm curious as to the reasoning. Dwarf Toss cooldown reduction reduced from 3 to 2 seconds on Dwarf launch. Increase the range of Dwarf Toss, 40% hitting enemy hero with Dwarf Toss reduced cooldown by now 2 seconds. I guess that's what people were taking. I really like Stone Form, but yeah, that's fair. It might be a little ridiculous with Dwarf Block, but I'm not even sure about that. Muradin has spent a long time being a consistent tank and has slowly drifted upwards in power. Sharpening Bronzebeard Rage should reduce Muradin's overall healing, while allowing skillful play to earn a moment of its previous strength. Is it skillful play? It seems a little less skillful, because now you just have to hit them with the Q as opposed to hit them with your Q and then auto attack. It also doesn't synergize as much with the W, so I don't particularly like this change with the Bronzebeard Rage, but okay. Tyriel Archangel's Wrath. Duration increased from 3.5 to 4 seconds. Damage reduced from 550 to 450. Movement speed increased by 20%. Additional functionality. Enemies within Archangel's Wrath radius deal 50% less damage. Enemies hit by Archangel's Wrath deal 50% less damage for 3 seconds. Oh, okay, so when they're within the radius, they deal less damage, and when they hit by it, they deal less damage for 30 seconds. So movement speed increased. So he's going to be less of a bomb, but he's going to have much more impact. And the bomb will be easy to hit for Tyriel because of the movement speed increase. But the reducing damage by 50% is huge. That's really big. That's a big buff for Tyriel. Just being able to, like, you're still gonna, like, it's not gonna affect his survivability, obviously, but when Tyriel dies, then Tyriel's gonna have a much bigger impact than just exploding for damage. Gonna actually be able to do something with the tank. And by helping the team, I mean. Shield bonus for allies increased from 75% to 80%, so just for all that's the shield for allies. Ardent Restoration. Dealing damage to a hero heals Tyriel for 18 over 5 seconds. Dealing damage resets his timer and the heal now stacks up to 10 times. Quest. Every generation globe collected increases the heal over time effect by 1%. That doesn't stack? Oh my god. I mean, I guess it's not that ridiculous, but it might be kind of ridiculous. On some maps, like Tomb of the Spider Queen, you get Ardent Restoration. I mean, I guess you're not taking Salvation, so it's just in the long run better, but some Tyriel builds were already taking Ardent Restoration. There was an auto-attack solo lane build that was really good, so maybe solo lane Tyriel is gonna be a thing now. Like, not just kind of a meme thing, but like an actual thing. Stalwart Angel, gain 25 armor while Eldurin's Might is active and for 2 seconds after teleporting. Armor duration increased. Okay, that's nice. I like that talent. Bound Below no longer reduces Eldrin's Might slow. So this is increases slow, and Tyrion's base attacks against enemies slowed by Eldrin's Might increase the slow duration. Okay, so what they change? Now every enemy hero hit by Eldrin's Might heals Tyriel for 3% of his maximum health. Okay. That kind of makes me want to take Bound by Law now. In Divine Vigor, base attack heal decreased from 75% to 70%. Okay, so the auto attack Soul and Tyriel build is not going to be as ridiculous because they're reducing the basic attack heal and because they would take Ardent Restoration with Divine Vigor. So now they're kind of evening it out, almost taking some of the heal from Divine Vigor and putting it Ardent Restoration so that Tyriel's going other builds can take Ardent Restoration. Reciprocate shield expiration damage increased. What does reciprocate do again? I think it's just damage when Tyriel's shield from righteousness expires or is destroyed, it deals 170 damage to nearby enemies. Does this mean it also, when it's destroyed, shield expiration damage, like shield destruction damage, increased? Because I'd be curious as to what happens there. I guess we can test that later. Sanctification. Cooldown reduce. Okay, big buff to Sanctification. I like that. Way back, Sanctification used to be the only way to go in Judgment with Super Mimi, but I've seen Tyriel's go Judgment a few times now. I do think Sanctification is generally the way to go, so I am a little surprised they are buffing it, but okay. I got a buddy of mine who loves playing Tyriel, and he should be very happy with these buffs. Cooldown per basic attack increased from 1.5 to 2 seconds. So that's just cooldown on auto attacks, right? Cooldown for Q. Yeah, it just reduces the cooldown by 1.5 seconds. Okay, there are so many things that we want to do with Tyriel in the future, but for the time being, we wanted to add some more utility to his trait while adding some fun additions to some underperforming talents. Okay, that makes sense. I think this is a very big buff to Tyriel. I'm curious as to what they want to do with Tyriel, but this is a big buff. Bruiser, Artanis, Blade Dash, initial damage increased by a decent amount. And then now we need to find Artanis. Talents. Sonic Synergy, duration increased. The hitting an enemy hero with Phase Prism grants 30 armor for 3 seconds. So now it's going to be 3 armor for 5. 3 armor. 3 armor, that'd be terrible. 30 armor for 5 seconds. That's pretty good. I think I still like Shield Battery, but Sonic Synergy is like, if you're already taking it, you're going to be very happy now, and this, you might want to just take Sonic Synergy. It could help if you're like initiating fights, because you get that, you want to queue in, get the E off, and you swap places with whoever. Now you're in the enemy front line or back line, and then the enemy you swapped with is in your front line. So you're going to be able to stay alive a bit longer because of the 30 armor for 5 seconds. But that being said, with that logic, I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal, the extra 2 seconds, because the fight, I guess the fight's going to last a bit, but this helps, I think. Out of curiosity, what's the cooldown on this? 12 seconds. So you can have 30 armor for 5 out of 12 seconds. And just constantly keep up the armor. Well, not constantly, obviously, but I don't know. That's a good buff. I like it. Solar Reaper damage was increased. Does that just increase the damage of the first dash of Blade Dash? Yeah. So increase the damage on Blade Dash. And Phase Prism cooldown reduction increased. So where is that? Graviton Vortex. Reduce the mana cost to Phase Prism by 50, or not 50. I can't do the caster math on that. They're 45. Hitting enemy hero with basic attacks or Blade Dash lowers the cooldown by 2 seconds. Okay, so kind of a buff to okay, Tan's been finding more and more of a success by focusing on taking basic attack down, so we're trying to even out his choices. Fair enough. Just putting more stuff, more power in the Phase Prism-esque build. Augur, damage reduced on Hoggle Island again. It just does so much damage. And Brute Force Q/trait. Damage rolls from hitting a hero with a staggering blow increased from 1 to 2. What? What is this? Brute Strength. Increase the range of Loot Horde. Hitting heroes with a staggering blow permanently increases basic attack damage by 1 up to 125 bonus damage. Enemy heroes that terrain grants an additional 8 damage. Okay, so just being able to stack the quest faster. Last set balance adjustments have left Hogger in a pretty good spot, but Hogwild's damage could stand to drop slightly. I know in the first week of NGS, I know this is just the first week, but Hogger had like a 70% win rate. So I'm a little surprised that they're in a good spot, but okay. I think a bit more needs to be done to Hogger, but in the meantime, that's fine. Sulfurous Hunger, quest requirement reduced from 30 to 25. Quest reward damage bonus increased from 90 to 100. So that's the increase of damage on your Q. What do you get for finishing it? I don't think is there a specific reward? After killing 30 minions, increase damage by additional 90. Okay, so it's a bit more damage. It's just easier to finish the quest overall. You get the damage bonus faster, and even though you're getting 5 less damage, you are getting 10 more damage. So overall, you're getting 5 more damage. It's a big buff to Q builds look like. If Hand of Ragnaros, so right now, Hand of Ragnaros, if it hits at least 2 enemy heroes, restores 10 mana and cooldown reduced on your Q. What's your Q's name? Empower Sulfurous. I don't know why it took me so long. If Empower Sulfurous hits 2 heroes, refund 10 mana and its cooldown returns is 100% faster for 4 seconds. Is there a difference? I don't think so. What? Okay. So they say these changes simply looking to help out some weaker talents here. Weaker talents. Hand of Ragnaros is still providing the same benefit in the same situations as before, and now also helps Ragnaros recover from a swing that failed to meet its requirements. So I guess this is separate. If it hits 2 heroes, refund 10 mana. Separately, its cooldown recharges 100% faster for 4 seconds. Okay, that makes sense. How much mana does it cost? Power Sulfurous is 25 mana. Okay, so 10 mana is a decent amount of its mana cost. Healing increased on cauterized wounds. I think that's just bonus healing. 30. I cannot see what cauterized wounds is. Interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure that's just increased healing from Sulfurous, Empower Sulfurous by 5%, but by 40%. And Meteor Bomb, additional functionality. Meteor Bomb deals an additional 30% damage near its center. Is that Meteor Bomb? It explodes at the end of its path, dealing 220 damage. Okay, so now Meteor Bomb is going to. Ooh, itchy nose. Meteor Bomb has a lot more going for it. So big buffs to Q and W. These changes are simply looking to help us on weaker talents. Hand of Ragnaros still provide. I already read that. Okay, Alexstrasza. Gift of Life's cooldown recharge rate increased from 100% to 125%. So that's for if you're above 75% health when you use your Q, or if you're above 75% health, it recharges faster by 125%. No? Yeah, if she's above 75% health, recharge it's 125% faster now. Goals required for unlocking the second tier quest reduced from 20 to 15. So the second tier for Circle of Life was it heals for an additional 5% maximum health. Oh, no. That's just, it grants a regen globe. Okay, so, but buffs to Q and W. Life Blossom reduces the cost of Gift of Life to 10% maximum health. Whoa, okay. So Life Blossom. So when Alexstrasza is above 75% health, the Gift of Life creates a Life Blossom. She can collect the Life Blossom to make her next Gift of Life cost no health. For those that don't understand, Alexstrasza, her Q takes health away from her and gives it to an ally. With Life Blossom, if you use it while you're above 75% health, you'll drop a flower, you pick up the flower, your next Q, Gift of Life, does not cost health. Now, with Life Blossom, it also reduces the cost of Gift of Life to 10% maximum health. So that's, I think it's normally 15%. You know, for sacrifice 15%, yeah. To heal for 150% of that amount. Oh! Huh. I'm assuming it's the same amount of healing. I'll have to test that out. But I assume with the Life Blossom, you're still going to heal the same amount. Because otherwise, I guess that could be a nerf. There are a couple outliers that could be improved. On the opposite side, Draconic Discipline was slightly stronger than we would like, so we removed a second. Okay, so they're saying this is a buff. So I'm going to assume it's a buff. But I'll test it out later. Let me know in the comments if you want to know what. I guess I can post in the comments. I'll try to test it out soonish and then post in the comments. Draconic Discipline. Dragon Queen duration bonus reduced from 7 to 6 seconds. So that's just, I think that's just a longer duration on Dragon Queen, right? Yeah, increase Dragon Queen's duration by 7 seconds. So kind of a nerf to your E build, which relies on hitting your E's and then turning into Dragon Queen more often, and then with the Draconic Discipline. Kind of a hit to that, and buffs to her other builds. So that's pretty nice. Lily. Oh, is this the Lily rework? Okay, Blinding Wind now slows enemies hit by 15% for 1.5 seconds. So, your Blinding Wind, it blinds people. Now it slows. That's pretty much it. It blinds the closest to enemies and prioritizing heroes, and now it'll slow them. That's good. One of the weaknesses of Lily is she doesn't have any CC, or she doesn't really do much aside from heal and blind. So this is nice. Serpent Sidekick moved from level 4. New functionality. Cloud Serpent no longer costs mana, while Fast Feet is active. Its cooldown refreshes additional 75% faster. Okay, so that was its duration is increased every time it attacks a hero. Now it just doesn't cost mana and it refreshes much faster. So if you're going for a kind of Serpent build, then that's pretty good. Yeah, and they swapped the Wind Serpent and the Serpent Sidekick. So Serpent build is going to be easier at level 1, and then you get your payoff at level 4, but the enabler is at 1, which just feels better. Duration mana generation bonuses increased Eager Adventure. So is that just increased Fast Feet duration by 125% and mana regeneration by 125%. So now you're just Lily's gonna do Lily things more with Eager Adventure. Wind Serpent, new functionality. It grants its bearer 10% increased movement speed. Casting Blinding Winds increases bonus to 20%. And Cloud Serpent attacks 25% faster. Okay, so that's pretty big for Serpent build. With, what was it before? It launches a Blinding Wind. So now it doesn't launch the Blinding Wind, but the Blinding Winds that you already have do more. And giving an ally 10% increased movement speed is pretty big, especially when it's buffed to 20%. That's pretty cool. New functionality. Activate to gain Fast Feet, 30 armor. Okay, so what was Safety Sprint before? Activate to gain Fast Feet for 3 seconds and increases movement speed to 130% while active. Increases movement speed of Fast Feet to 15% passively. So now, activate to gain Fast Feet, 30 armor and 30% movement speed for 30 seconds. So now, and then Fast Feet is active, gain 10 armor. So Fast Feet isn't going to make you, it's not going to make Fast Feet even faster, but Safety Sprint is going to make you more safe. I know recently I watched, I believe it was Wild Heart. They had a video on the Heroes Hearth YouTube channel about talking about Lily, and they talked about how Lily in the early game is kind of an off tank, so this is going to help with that. Mass Vortex moved from level 13. So that was increased number of enemies hit by Blinding Wind from 2 to 3. It deals 75% additional damage if all 3 enemy heroes are hit. If all 3 enemies hit are heroes. So, okay, better team fight. And let's go. Healing amount increased 140 to 160. So that was Healing Brew heals for an additional. This can't be right. What am I looking at? Let's go. Let's go. Wait, they buffed Let's Go? What? Activate to heal an allied hero for 140 and make them unstoppable for 1 second. Let's go cooldown and affected by fast feet. That was already considered the best thing to go on Lily, because it's a cleanse. So now it's even better. So now you really have to take the cleanse okay. At 7. That's kind of weird. Water Dragon, I think they need to rework the entire ability. But cooldown increased by 5, mana cost increase. Did they nerf Water Dragon? Is it level 20? No! They just nerfed Okay. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be too cocky, because, like, they obviously have more data than I do, but... Okay. Water Dragon nerfs. Wasn't expecting that. Lightning Serpent moved from level 7. Okay, so level 7 doesn't have 4 talents now. It bounces to 2 additional heroes for 13 damage and 10 healing. Cloud Serpent. So now, is there a Serpent thing at 7? No, there's no Serpent thing at 7. So if you want to, it's level 7. So you want to go full Serpent build? You can. You just don't have anything at 7, but you take Let's Go anyways, which is great. So I think Serpent build might be the way to go. Bounce attack no longer requires heroic targets. Okay, so Lily has a bit of wave clear, I'm hesitant to say, because it's not really the case, but whatever. Base attack and damage bonus increased from 75% to 100%, so when do you get that? It's, against blinded heroes. So Lily's going to deal more damage to blinded heroes. And excuse me. Hindering winds. Increase blinding wind slow amount to 30% and its duration to 2 seconds. Okay, so more blind. New functionality. Cloud Serpent grants its bearer 10% increased healing received and heals them for 0.5% of max health each time it attacks. I believe before it's just heal for max health. Yeah, it was just heal for 1. Now it'll heal them, I think, less, but they'll get more benefit from Lily's other heals, like Jug of 1,000 Cups and the Brew. Yeah. Shake It Off. New functionality. Gain 35 armor while stunned, silenced, rooted. Passive. Increase fast feed cooldown refresh rate bonus to 75%. This fast feed doesn't affect basic ability. Okay, I thought it doesn't affect heroes. That was my concern. After a brief visit to faraway fields of eternal conflict, Lily returns to the Nexus with a newfound penchant for friendship. We didn't like how mandatory the old Hindering Winds talent felt, so we made some of its functionality baseline. What was the baseline? Oh, slows enemy hit. Yeah. And repositioned some Blinding Wind talents to make her offensive build more potent. We've also redesigned many of Lily's Cloud Serpent talents to make them more individually meaningful and to make the collective Cloud Serpent build have more of an identity and purpose of its own. I like these changes. I wish they talked about Water Dragon getting nerfed. That I can't imagine anyone was complaining too much about Water Dragon, but because like the problem with the Water Dragon is that it focuses the closest enemy hero, which is more often than not going to be the enemy tank. So, like, it's just, I don't know. Movement speed while skating to target increased by 25% until developer comments. Let's go! Okay, so Lucio buffs, specifically to high 5. So Lucio is going to be able to cleanse the target faster. And also it makes Lucio a bit more mobile, which is pretty neat. Malfurion. All level 1 talents have been moved to level 4. What word's a level 1 talent? Oh, that's right. There was that weird, like, mana talent that gave allies more mana. Okay. So casting growth on ally also grants Malfurion its effects for 50% normal duration. Increase Moonfire's reveal duration by 3 seconds. And Innovate's cooldown recharges 25% faster per ally affected by regrowth. Okay. So now, Strangling Vines was removed. Wait, what? Oh, all level 4 towns will move to level 1. New town, Emerald Dreams, Entangling. Okay, yeah, Strangling Vines. Immediately rooted. Oh, wait, that's reduced the healing. Oh my god, that was such a good talent. Yeah, that makes sense that they had to remove that. They reduce enemy healing when they're rooted. That's, yeah. Hitting enemy. So now new talent, Entangling Root sleeps enemies for 2 seconds after its root expires. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Quest: hitting enemy heroes with Entangling Roots permanently grants 10 mana. Wait, what? Deep Roots. Entangling Roots grows 25% larger and persist on the ground 40% longer. Okay, I didn't like Vengeful Roots at all, so I think both of these level 1 talents are great. So Malfurion's going to have a bit more strength in his root at level 1. Chandel Clarity, gain extra charge of Innervate. Okay. So more mana, more cooldown reduction for allies. You can put the Clarity on the Innervate on 2 different heroes. Big Malfurion buffs. Hindering Moonfire. Oh, well, I guess if you want to take the Chandel's Clarity. Most people took Rejuvenation. I think people are still going to take Rejuvenation, but if you want to take Chandel's Clarity, it's now better. Hindering Moonfire, slow duration increased. I think that's just you slow people with your... yeah, it just slows people. So now it's going to be... The slow is 25% for 3 seconds. What is that competing with? Using Innervate grants Malfurion 80 mana, causes the basic ability cooldown to refresh 50% faster. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you do take Hindering Moonfire still. Well, they buffed it, so you probably do. We decided to add an additional quest to Malf's talent tree, and doing so wanted to bring them online earlier in the game. Swapping level 1 and 4 talent tiers will allow players more time to stack their broccoli, or trinket damage, or mana pool. On the same tier, Strangling Vines was always a bit of an oddball talent, so we decided to bring in something a bit more flavorful. I think it is certainly more flavorful. I really like that talent, the Emerald Dream. I don't know, Emerald Dreams. I don't know if it's going to make it so that you take Emerald Dreams, because I think Deep Roots is also very good. I think one of my friends who plays a lot of healer, he'll always take Deep Roots because it's a quest. But and he complains about Malfurion not having enough mana. But I think at the higher levels of playing, Emerald Dreams will be the way to go, because not only are the Malfurion players better at managing their mana, but the Malfurion players' teammates are better at going off, taking advantage of the sleeps. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, White Mage talent changes. Lots of them. Let's get it going in here. Talents. Okay. Attack speed bonus increased at level 1 Righteous Flame, so I think that's if you hit people with your E. If the second strike hits an enemy hero, they take an additional 25% damage, and White Mage gains 25% attack speed. Okay, so White Mage's bigger burst healing with the Righteous Flame. Attack damage bonus from 15% to 20%. Okay, so this is kind of attack damage build is better. Heal increased on Scarlet Aegis, though she's the first ultimate, by 50, which is math. I'm so bad at math. 20% increase. That's big. I know when White Mane was picked, a lot of the times people would take Scarlet Aegis just for that burst reduction. So that's a big buff. Scarlet Wrath, duration bonuses Zeal for base attacks increased. And cooldown reduction of Zeal activation from base attacks increased from 1 to 4 seconds. Hold up. What? Scarlet base attacks against heroes increase duration of active Zeal by 0.5 seconds and lower the cooldown of Zeal's activation by... Oh yeah, Zeal's activation. Okay, so armor gain increased from 10 to 15. While White Mane's rework first came out, her basic attack build was slightly too strong and pulled back on it quite a bit. Since then, it started to wane, so we're giving some of its previous punch. Okay, I don't know if you take it, but yeah, that's good buffs for White Mane basic attack build, which I don't see that often. I haven't seen it really at all, although I don't see White Mane really at all. So, all talents level 4 and level 7 have been swapped for Illidan. What were you getting at 4 and 7? So dive talents and sweeping strike goes over walls, and 7 was grants block. 7 was your healing, your sustain. Okay, so now he's going to be able to sustain more, or not your sustain, but your survivability. We remind Illidan players prefer to shy away from team fights early in the game, but we want to make sure it's not the only option. We're swapping his healing talent tier with his mobility talent tier to help achieve this. Okay, I like this. I like this change. I think that's a good Illidan buff without actually like straight up buffing Illidan. The Unbound is out, instead of hitting 30 heroes, hit 15 heroes. That's a big buff. I like that talent anyways. So I'm pretty happy with these. Although I do think Friend or Foe is the one that most Illidan's go. Which is dive to allies and dive health increase. Time Trap, health reduced. So time traps are going to be squishier. Once again, the first time, Crestward increases Echo Mimic damage from 40% to 45%. Okay, so this is Chromie. Chromie now... Oh, wait. Hold up. I didn't even know that quest even buffed, Oh, okay, never mind. No, it doesn't. I misread this. Now it will increase the damage of the mimics. And keep in mind, you're getting an additional mimic damage, Echo Mimic damage. You're getting additional Echo on your Q when you finish the quest. So, just big buffs to her Q. Telemark's pursue area reveal duration increased from 2 to 4 seconds. And spell power reduced from 15 to 10%. Okay, so Telemarker's Pursuit was the talent that all Chromies got. From what I've seen, I mean, yeah, no, I think that's fair to say. Like, most Chromies got Time Marker's Pursuit. It just gives the spell power, it gives a reduction on arming time traps, and you get vision. For 2 seconds, and I guess that was kind of weird that you reveal an area for 2 seconds, but the enemy scene are revealed for 4 seconds. So, now it's going to be used for more brief glimpses of vision as opposed to getting vision for a long duration over a team fight. Level 2 time troubles. Enemy armor reduction reduced and allied armor increased. So now time troubles, this is the armor for time traps. If you get someone in a time trap, if they're an ally, they gain armor. If they're enemy, they lose armor. It's less offensive, much more defensive. A proper greeting passive. So what is this? Damaging a stun, rooted, or slowed enemy hero grants 25% additional damage. Grants additional damage reduced from 25% to 20%. And duration reduced from 5 to 3 seconds. That makes sense. Slowing Sands. Mana cost increased from 3 to 5 per second. Damn, what's your mana regen again? Oh, anyway, we probably won't say. I forgot what the mana regen is for people at level 8, but now keeping Slowing Sands up is going to be much more well, not much more difficult, but like you have to be smarter about it. Because before you could kind of be stupid with like, I'm just going to leave this up for the whole team fight, even if they're not even walking there. I'm going to leave my Slowing Sands up. But now you got to be a bit more careful. Because you don't want to run out of mana. And the cast range reduced from 10 to 8 seconds, so you're already standing in the backline, you're going to have a harder time, I guess, putting it in the enemy backline. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. So that's a good Slowing Sands nerf, though. Because Slowing Sands was the one that most people take. Spell armor reduction, increase from 7 to 10. Oh my god, okay, so Slowing Sands level 20 is, or level 18, that reduces spell armor reduction. I believe it stacks, right? Spell armor reduction up to 35. I'm wondering, so it reduces spell armor by 7 up to 35 every 2.5 seconds. So now, does it also bring it up to 50? Another thing I'll need to check out. Let me know. I'm going to forget all these. So if you're watching this, let me know in the comments which ones you want me to test, and I'll post the comments. I'll reply to you with the comment about it. So let me know. We're seeing a trend of high-level Chrome players combining easy and consistent talents. We like these talents, but we don't believe that they should continue to be the best options for our best players. So we're reducing their raw power. We're also increasing available counterplay for Time Trap and Slowing Sands. I mean, yeah. I guess if you could stun her out of the Slowing Sands, I'm pretty sure. Slowing Sands. It doesn't say. Hold up. Slowing Sands interrupt input on cooldown with Chroma cancel ability, runs out of mana or move. Oh, so no, you can't even stun her out of it. I don't know what they mean by counterplay for Slowing Sands then. But whatever. Oh my god, big fall stitch changes. Hammering damage reduced. Hammering cannot be reactivated in mid-flight to explode, dealing 95 damage around the hammer. Okay, so they put Boomerang in his base kit. Boomerang was kind of seen as the way to go at that talent tier. I mean, it just was. You couldn't, like, you had to take Boomerang for the wave clear. Because often Falsehead is split pushing, so you really needed to take that. Lightning Rod deals 100% additional damage to minions and mercenaries. Okay, so he's gonna have a better time. You can't reactivate Lightning Rod, can you? Oh, no, you can't. That is very weird. I guess it helps clear mercs. But oh, they remove Wingman. I see. That's why. Okay, so so he's gonna Falstead was often taken for the Wingman talent, which increases damage on your W, but also helps you take mercs because it's a bribe talent. Now Falstead's still gonna be able to take mercs. Gathering Storm Q. Damage bonus per quest stack changed from 2 to 0.2%. Oh, not from 2% to 0.2%, but I see. So that was each time a hero is hit by hammering, increase damage permanently by 2 and refunds 10 mana. Now by 0.2%. So that's pretty sweet. Mana refund. I'd have to do the damage. I have to do the math. I'm too lazy to do the math. Mana refund reduced from 10 to 6. Additional functionality. Oh, God, this is going to. Let me do the math. Let's see. So, what is 0.2 of 80? Oh, 16. I didn't do that. What is 0.02? Alright, 1.6. So you're getting a little less from it. Additional functionality, quest progress is gained from hammering explosion. Okay, that makes sense. It was just hitting heroes, right? Yeah. Oh. Itchy nose. So overall, a little less damage on Gathering Storm. New talent, Dishonorable Discharge. Reduce Lightning Rod's cooldown by 3 seconds. Takedowns reset its cooldown. After 3 Lightning Rod strikes, subsequent strikes on enemy heroes increase damage by 1% up to 75%. That's a quest. Okay. After 3 Lightning Rod strikes. How many times does it hit normally? Lightning Rod hits damage per second for 4 seconds. So I think that's just the last one. And the cooldown is normally 13 seconds, so now it'll be 10 seconds. So, okay. Up to 75% increased damage. It'll take a while to stack, I imagine. As opposed to reduce permanently increased damage of Lightning Rod by 5%. So overall, less infinite scaling, but you don't have infinite scaling. But on EW, but that's fine. Activated Frequent Fire gain 40% attack speed and Tailwind for 5 seconds. Minion kills grant 0.2 basic attack damage, and hero takedowns grant 0.5 basic attack damage. Is that just Seasoned Marksman? Yeah. Oh, but the reward, instead of being able to activate it as the reward, it's just built into it now. Okay, I think you're going to take Frequent Flyer more often then. Goodbye, Seasoned Marksman. Hello, Frequent Flyer. Boomerang, new functionality. Boomerang's explosion deals 75% additional damage and reduces spell armor of enemies heroes hit by 15 for 3 seconds. Don't you just take a Boomerang still then? I mean, I'm gonna take Secret Weapon because I like going gimmicky, like full-on auto attack, but you're just gonna take Boomerang still. You're just gonna take Boomerang still. I don't understand. Oh, well, I guess charged up, increase the number of Lightning Rod strikes by 2 and its range by 25%. That's gonna help with W build with your new Dishonorable Discharge. That's a fun. I get that. I get it. I got the joke. Good joke, Blizzard. Let's see what else is there. Giant Killer removed. So generic removed to make way for a specific. So instead of one, okay. So now it's just buff. It's just straight up buff to Giant Killer. So 2% while Tailwind is active. That's if he hasn't taken damage in a while. He gets movement speed, I believe. Yeah, gain 50% increase in movement speed. And so now, when you can also activate Tail Run, keep in mind, from your freaking flyer. So big buffs to Falster's auto attack. Bonus hammering slow reduced from 35% to 25%. Additional function on hammering's explosion also slows. Okay. So that was increases the slow. So it slows. Now the explosion also slows. Neat. So I think the Q build is going to be weaker, but your W and your auto attacks are going to be better. But I don't think people were going like full on Q build. They were just taking like value Boomerang. Because Boomerang was so good. I think you still have to take Boomerang. I mean, I'm going to take Secret Weapon because I like auto attacks, but... base attacks, yeah. Phoenix. Where is Phoenix? These are assassins. No, those are healers and bruisers. Where's Phoenix? Phoenix, my boy. Alright. New functionality on your W at level 4. So, what did it do before? Base attacks base attacks slowed against slowed enemies. The phase bomb activates slow. That's a typo. So basically, base attacks that are against slowed enemies slow all enemies hit for a while. Every 10 seconds, your next basic attack with phase bomb active slows targets hit by 60%. Okay, so now instead of having to get like a cheeky little like I slow you, now I'm gonna slow you some more with my phase bomb. Now it's just every 10 seconds you go into phase bomb and you slow them. Neat. Spell armor for your shield while you have your shield is increased. I believe that's what it was. Yep, while he has a shield capacitor, so increased by 5, that's pretty good. Damage bonus increase on photonic weaponry trait. So that deals 50% more damage while he has a shield from shield capacitor. And arsenal overcharge, which is Phoenix basic attacks reduces ability cooldowns by 0.5 seconds. Now, base attacks with phase bomb active reduce ability cooldowns by 0.5 seconds per hero hit, additionally to the 0.5 seconds. So now, if you phase bomb a bunch of enemies that are clumped up, you can just spam your Q and just go ham on them. That's pretty funny. I like that. And Armageddon Beam, which was... Wait, what? Oh, new talent. Armageddon Beam, which upgrades Planet Cracker. Its width is increased by 100%. Passive reduces cooldown Planet Cracker by 40 seconds. What's the cooldown Planet Cracker? I still don't think you're going to take Planet Cracker. It's 100 seconds. So, I don't think you're going to take Planet Cracker still. But having a Planet Cracker with an increased width every 60 seconds is pretty good. Yeah, if you have like a wombo combo with, I don't know, ETC for instance, you mosh pit and then you Planet Cracker, or Gravel Bomb plus the I always forget the shrapnel charge, the Gazla's E. You know, if bringing everyone in one place and then stunning them for longer, Planet Cracker, you're going to be able to do that more often with this talent. So if you're going for Planet Cracker, I guess this just makes Planet Cracker even better if you were going for Planet Cracker kind of comp. But yeah. Get your side steps and shoop to whoops ready because there's a big new laser in town. Overall, Phoenix is in a good spot, but there are still some talents that are underperforming compared to other choices at their tier. We've also taken inhibiting energy in a new direction as the old version was a bit too inconsistent. Yeah, I agree with that. Mephisto. Launch delay reduced on your Q with missile speed increased. Okay. Harder to dodge his skull missile now. Unyielding power. Just a function on a second tier quest reward now grants additional charges. Skull missile. Hold up, Mephisto. I loved Q build on Mephisto. I love it. It's one of my favorite builds in the game. So after hitting 40 heroes, this missile cooldown is permanently reduced to 5 seconds, and you grant... Oh. You don't get the reduced by 5 seconds. Oh. I'm gonna pout now. You don't get the cooldown reduction anymore. So now... Oh, I guess you get the cooldown. Like, you still get cooldown reduction. Now it's like, you can't spam it out as much. Like, mindlessly. Yeah, but... I mean, this is probably a buff. They're saying it's a buff. I'm gonna believe them that when in play, this is gonna be a buff. I think for better Mephisto players, this is a buff. I'm a little upset because I could mindlessly throw out 3-second skull missiles, but this is a buff. These are buffs. Ghastly armor, so armor when you teleport with your E, increase abhorrent skull, which would previously hitting hero grants 25% spell power, and now deals 40% more damage to heroes under 50% health. So if you're poking people down or you're hitting people that are below 50% health, then it will it'll put out more damage. Much more damage, in fact. 40% as opposed to 25%. Oh, I have no idea how this is going to play out. I don't think this is going to change much from Mephisto. I think when Mephisto is played, they're still probably going to go for their more W-esque build. But yeah, that was the patch notes. It took a while. But... Oh. Big burps. Took a while, but here we go. Overall, good patch. I'm excited to play the game some more. I'm always excited to play the game, but I'm excited to test out many of the changes and see how they impact the characters. I think overall, going over it again, Diablo nerfs, Mal'Ganis buffs, Murden. Were they nerfs? I think I'm gonna call nerfs. Nerfs to some, just changes. Tyriel big buffs, Arcanus slight buffs, Hogger slight nerf, Ragnaros, depending on the build you go, big buff or slight buff. Just talent tier buffs. Alexstrasza and Lily both got buffed. Lucio got a slight buff. Malfurion, I would say those were buffs. They did remove his healing talent, but Malfurion's gonna feel better to play, I think, that's for sure. And White Mane got changed a bit by, slight buffs. Illidan slight buffs in the early game. And Chromie nerfs. False. Well, I guess Illidan kind of big. Arguably big. Survivability buffs. At least for level 4. Falsed got buffed overall, I would say. Phoenix, I just read it. I already forgot what his buffs were. Yeah, so it's just talent buffs. And Mephisto buffs, but Omega be sad. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Are you happy with the changes? Or are you going to uninstall because gosh darn it, Blizzard ruined the game with, I don't know, buffing Mal'Ganis? Maybe you just hate Mal'Ganis. Maybe you just hate playing against the Mal'Ganis Ana that me and one of my buddies likes to run sometimes in ranked just for the crats and giggles. But let me know in the comments. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.